Welcome to Beantown Underground, your place to delve into the underground music scene of Boston. As you can see, we have a visual element this semester. And today, we're joined by Liam from Lost Out West.
Hey,
Liam,
Peyton.
if you want to introduce yourself, talk a little bit about the bands.
Yeah, for sure. My name's Liam Smith. I'm a junior here at Emerson College, and I play bass in Lost Out West.
Awesome. And you guys have some shows coming up, I hear.
Yeah, we got a couple shows coming up next week. On Thursday, March 7th, we're going to be playing at Ralph's Rock Diner in Worcester. And then on March 16th, which is the Saturday afterwards, we're going to be playing at the Crunch House in New Haven, Connecticut.
Awesome. Really exciting stuff.
Yeah, for sure. We're super excited.
Well, now we're just going to delve into some of the band's discography a bit more. So here's I Slipped Backwards. So I know we've semi-talked about this before, but if you want to talk a little bit about just inspirations behind this track.
Yeah, so again, I'm not really the main songwriter of the band. I haven't really been super involved with the writing process since the first EP, but this is one of the newer songs that Will wrote. I guess it's a couple months old at this point, but still part of our repertoire. Not that we have a huge one. It's one of my favorites to play. I really like the bass line in it, and I love the end when we had that slow down part and kind of I guess it'd be like a beat switch almost. But I don't know, it's super fun for me to play live.
Yeah, and talking a little bit about, that part of like the slowdown, there's a significant buildup of anticipation throughout the song. The guitarists work with rhythm section consciously to slow down and leave that space. We see these techniques in a lot of other artists' work, and what do you think that this technique lended to this song specifically?
Yeah, I think we like to play with dynamics a lot, like a lot of, I don't know, alternative and indie rock that we're inspired by. A lot of like loud, soft dynamics is what people usually call it. But we kind of like to do have a speed too. Like we have a lot of songs that will kind of start off with one volume and speed and then end on another. And I guess, yeah, like definitely it does something for the tension of the song, the emotional space of it. Kind of like this catharsis and then a sort of like clean release of that afterwards.
Yeah, definitely. And do you think that like of course we're going to delve into more of your tracks, but do you think that this track might keep the audience more engaged like you've seen? I know you said you love to play this one live.
Yeah. I think it's a little heavier than a lot of our other stuff, which is, I don't know, I think that's a lot of fun. I like to kick on my fuzz pedal for this one, and I feel very energetic while playing it, so I like to think that it's one of our more hyped up tracks, yeah.
Yeah, awesome. So moving on to another one of your tracks, we're going to go to Lonely Ways and talk a little bit about the techniques used in that track. So this is Lonely Ways.
I tried everything to make you stay. Packed my bags with me today. I walked 400 miles to see you play. Oh, I wouldn't run. No plot to escape the sun.
So this song kind of hits the ground running from the very beginning. And again, like the previous tracks that we talked about that use this anticipation building technique, was there a particular reason that you opted for this here? Potentially a thematic decision?
Yeah, this is again like probably the song we play the fastest, and this is actually a much earlier track. This was from our first show before we even had anything recorded, and that was when I was switching off. We were only a three-piece then, and I was switching off from lead guitar and bass. So I originally played lead guitar on this one, but now I'm playing bass on it, so a little bit of a change of pace for me. But I guess this one, the main like build up is when after the second chorus we have that kind of like ramp section, then kind of do like a little like feedback storm thing, and then right back into the chorus, which is super fun for us to play. I'm trying to think of a thematic reason for it. I don't know. It sounds cool. Yeah, I don't know. It's definitely a song about, well, I mean, it's kind of self-explanatory. It's just kind of like about, you know, finding a path, and I don't know if you want to delve into it, I guess. We could say that the like feedbacky storm part is like losing your way for a bit, and then finding it again when we go back into that chorus at the end.
Yeah, absolutely. And moving on to another one of these more vulnerable tracks, we're going to go into Yesterday. So this is Yesterday.
Yesterday, and I'll be fine. Yesterday, I tried to lose myself. Yesterday, I kept you in your room. Yesterday, I'll be a ghost inside. Yesterday, yesterday, yesterday. So I pray out of here.
So talking about that vulnerability, when compared to previous songs, could you speak to, I guess, I know you're not one of the main writers, but Any insight you might have about the writing process and just general ideas behind this track?
Yeah, so I know this is a super personal song to Will, our frontman. It's one of the newer ones that he's presented us with, and it's mostly a solo track for him. It's mostly him on guitar until the end when we all come in for that kind of crescendo. So I guess usually our writing process is usually Will has a demo of some sort, and he'll send it to Jack, who will usually put together like a kind of elevated demo of that. We'll get some drums on the track and all that, and then usually it's sent out to all of us with just some notes on how we're playing our part, and then we get to practice and just kind of run through it part by part until we got it down.
Awesome. And then what was, I guess, the process like for this? I mean, you talked about like this is a very personal song. Musically, it's a bit more stripped down than the other tracks, which also obviously lends to this vulnerability that we were talking about. And I guess you kind of talked about how this decision came to be, like it's his song. Wondering if there's any additional insight you could share just about that.
Yeah, well, this is the song we usually use to open our sets now. I guess you could kind of say it's somewhat of a cold open in the sense that it starts very stripped down, and then at the end there we just really kind of come in full force, and then we like to go into just the rest of our set from there. So it's kind of like this, I don't know, almost like lulling the audience into like thinking they're gonna get a super like stripped down like singer-songwriter thing, right. And then we come in pretty loud. So
I feel like that's very cool too that you set it up in that way, because most of your tracks are also set up in that way, where you slowly introduce the other elements of the band until it's all one big thing. So that's very awesome. And then similarly, just towards the end of the track, when things start to pick up a bit, bringing in other instruments, what does that do for this song?
I guess just building on layers. I mean, a lot of the bands that we're influenced by are very, I guess a lot of the mixing, a lot of production, and just the songwriting in general is built upon like the concept of layering sounds. I wouldn't sort of call us a shoegaze band, but we're very influenced by a lot of shoegaze bands, and that's a genre that's really built upon just these walls of sound. And like it's sometimes hard to capture that live when you don't have all the studio tricks, but certainly helps to just kind of be as loud as possible, as like I guess simple and kind of brutal as that sounds.
Yeah, definitely. And then moving on to another song that's a little bit more vulnerable, especially in the lyricism, we're going to go to Slugs. So this is Slugs. the song definitely conveys a feeling of heartbreak, like we were talking about, and the lyrics provide a bit more space for interpretation. Thinking of like King of Dirt, Castle of Rubble, and Ghost Towns, I'm More Than Adequate. Both of those kind of, when I was listening, it kind of reminded me of like heartbreak in like small towns. But obviously that's up to interpretation. What led to these themes of isolation and desolate settings overall?
Yeah. So again, I'm not the main lyricist, so I can't really speak exactly as to the meaning of Will's lyrics, but I know that Will travels a ton, and he's especially has this interest in like kind of like abandoned or just like broken down old spots. Like I remember in like high school we used to like go exploring for that kind of stuff a ton. And there's definitely like you said, I'd like to think that some of that vibe is definitely captured in there. It has this kind of like, I don't know, like old-timey but still ambient sound to that song. It's just a cool aesthetic, and I guess there's a lot you can do with like the poetic meaning of a building that's no longer in use, that's run down. You know, that can mean any number of things. Right. It's a very versatile piece of imagery to use.
Yeah, definitely. And you said back in high school, so do you want to talk a little bit about like how this band came to be? Because I don't know if we touched on that.
Yeah, so Lost Out West is formed of me, Liam, Jack Wensky, Will Yankee, and O.G. Anderson. And we all went to high school together. Me, Will, and Jack went to middle school together. We've all known each other for a super long time. And we've kind of been playing music together since freshman year, at least me, Will, and Jack have, in a number of different forms, I guess you could say. But Lost Out West, as we know it today, really came together in, I guess that was summer of, oh God, 2 summers ago. I don't remember what year, I guess 22. It's 2 minus 4, or 4 minus 2. Yeah, math. Summer of 22. We just played a show outside in OG's backyard, and Will had just some songs that he had put together that he wanted to play, and you know, we started recording those, and then that same summer me and Will recorded that in my basement, and we put together the Portland EP that was released that summer, and since then we've just kind of been, you know, demoing. We have a couple releases that have gone up on Spotify and all that, and then we've just kind of been playing shows almost 2 years in the band now, so pretty exciting.
Cool. Very cool. And just going a little bit back to the track as well.
Yeah.
The entire band does come in pretty strong from the beginning on this one as well. And something that I noticed was just like the strong reverb in the beginning. Kind of, I feel like that gives an overall dreamlike quality to the track. Musically, what led to those decisions?
Yeah, so the slide guitar where you hear most of that reverb was always a part of the track. Slide is such a cool technique because, I mean, I know like most people would usually associate that with like Western or, you know, bluegrass music, but it's also like super great for like more avant-garde ambient stuff. And I wouldn't call us ambient or avant-garde, but we're kind of using it more in that sense where it does carry the main melody of the song, but it's also a tool for spaciousness in that song, both in the beginning and in the chorus, where it does also kind of help to, I guess, fill in a spot that a regular lead guitar wouldn't really occupy the same space in.
Awesome. Well, moving on to the next track. This one is I Couldn't Move It Even If I Tried. So here's that one. The very beginning riff definitely pulls you in wanting more, and that's soon delivered with a quick build into the track. Lyrically, it definitely explores the realm of infatuation, and I'm wondering if you could speak to the musical inspiration behind this one.
Yeah, this is probably like our most, I don't know. I feel like when I describe Lost Out West as like, sometimes I describe it as a post-punk band, and I feel like this is the song that kind of does that. This is my favorite song to play live just because the bass line is so fun. I always like tell Will it reminds me of like a Smith's bass line almost. Just kind of very bouncy and melodic and fun. Fun for me to play, and I think it's super memorable too. But, you know, with the guitars, we had this very like just fast-paced kind of like breakneck strumming pattern, and I don't know, it's just such an energetic song for us to play, and we hope that it reflects that in our performances as well.
Yeah, awesome. So definitely one to look forward to live for sure. Absolutely. Well, moving on to the next track, this one is Washed Up.
Lost control of what I've caused. Let my body be pushed into the breeze. And let me breathe. Then you will see. And I'll be free.
So this track is definitely heavy with emotion within the vocals and also amplified by other musical elements. Could you talk a bit about inspirations behind this one as well?
Yeah, so this one I would say is kind of closer to Slugs in terms of the ambiance that it uses. It's definitely more of like a reverby track, a bit more spacious and has a lot of breaks in it. It's kind of segmented. There's like, I don't know, different sections that I think are more different than some of our other songs in terms of the way they're organized. But this song, a lot of it was inspired by one of our favorite bands, Modest Mouse, in particular. One of our favorite songs from there is called Beachside Property off their debut album.
Yeah, awesome. Could you speak to, I guess, just other inspirations that you have as a band?
Yeah, I would say we're, as a whole, inspired by a lot of slowcore acts, especially Duster and any of the other projects that the band members have been involved with. A lot of the Philadelphia shoegaze scene, bands like They Are Getting a Body of Water, trying to think what else. Awesome band out of Connecticut called Waveform. Awesome band from Texas called Teeth. Trying to think of some others. Really just the greater sphere of down-tempo indie rock, I guess.
Yeah, awesome. Well, that is all the time we have for Beantown Underground today. Thank you so much for coming on the show. If you want to tell everyone where they can find more of your music, again, where they can see you guys live coming up soon here.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me, Peyton. Really appreciate it. It was awesome to be on here. Huge honor to be the first visual guest on the show.
It was super fun.
Yeah. So yeah, you can find us on all streaming services just at Lost Out West. On Instagram, if you just look up Lost Out West, you can find us on there. We have the posters for our shows on our Instagram, sorry. And yeah, you can contact you can go to the websites of any of those venues to find tickets for those.
Thank you so much for tuning into Beantown Underground through WECB. You can still tune into the radio show Fridays at 2 p.m. on WECB2. The link is in the Instagram bio.